the kind of traffic we have here? It's ridiculous. Alright, so coming up around this corner will be the Unitarian Church. And this church, Unitarian Church, I call it the Circular Church because it's also called the Circular Church. And you can see why. Maybe you can see why. There you go. It's round. Parts of it are round. It's really beautiful. Established in 1681, so it is sufficiently old. There you go. Now you can see the church. Yeah, a lot of these are broken, but they do maintain it pretty well while also keeping it looking sufficiently in the condition it would be after all this time. There is a famous ghost that resides here, so they say, and that would be Annabelle Lee, the subject of and name of a poem by Edgar Allan Poe. Ooh, it's sweaty out. Look at that, it's like a double bed. See? A lot of these are just completely worn off. Wow. This is a lot bigger than I remembered it to be. I probably haven't been here in about 15 years. There's some up against, I don't know if that's where they originally were. They moved them to against the wall of the church. I haven't stopped to read any yet because they are so worn down. It's hard to. Alright, that's one of my favorite gravestone designs. Is the crossbones. That's how you know it's really old. It looks like the date on that one was 1700. Oh, there's a winged skull on that one. Lady out here watering the tombstones so that more will grow and it will get even bigger. That's how it works, right? I really, really like that they have a path. Thank you for that. There's another winged skull. Oh, there's somebody right in the middle. Wasn't expecting you. I don't know why they didn't put the path around him, but okay. 1795. You know what? I'm glad I had to come here since I couldn't get into the other one. It was like less than a 5-minute walk. I didn't have to find a new parking garage. I just got to walk around the corner in the sweltering heat. A merchant of Providence, Rhode Island, who died in this city, aged 48 years. I wonder what happened. Imagine he got struck down by a common illness back then that we did not have medicine for. This one's not a skull, it's a angel face with wings. Here lies the body of John, son of John, who departed this life 7th day of May, 1769. Charles Dutton is from Lebanon, Connecticut, and died here in 1836. There are so many of the horse and carriage tourist groups out today. Maybe one will walk by and loudly say what year the church was originally built and if this is a rebuilding. And then we'll know. Wow, that one's really looking on anymore. Oh, okay. Look at wow, that's neat. Look at that. Here lies the body of Mr. John Stanyarn. Miss Elizabeth, son of Joseph and Elizabeth Stanyarn, 1749, age 19 years. And it's got, looks like a portrait of a young man on top, and then we've got one with a young woman. It's Elizabeth Holmes. Why does that name sound familiar? Age 20 years and 6 months. And then Isaac Holmes, which was her husband, of Charleston, Mark Merchant. He was a tender husband, an affectionate parent, an indulgent master. Oh, okay. And a sincere Christian. I feel like those two words shouldn't be in the same sentence, but okay. 1763. What are you gonna do? Susanna Holmes, his youngest daughter, who lies interred in the same grave. She departed this life 11th day of April 1763, aged 9 months. A winged skull there. A lot of the winged either skull or angel face in here. Well, this fella has a whole Tinder bio. His disposition was mild, candid, and generous. In performing the various duties of social life, he was exemplary. His many virtues rendered him an object of the tenderest affection while living, and will long endear his memory to his surviving friends. Wow, he's been very popular. 27 years old. This one has quite a history too. Samuel Beecham died May 11th, 1793. Oh boy. Educated somewhere. He endured much affliction and diligence, welcomed. Oh boy. That one's difficult to read. These are really close together, so they're don't know if that was their original location or not. They're really, really close. Okay, so as far as other people in a cemetery, when I'm walking around them, this is the busiest one so far. A weeping willow tree on it. I haven't gotten to that part of my symbolism videos, but I will. I think, and I might be wrong, because sometimes I am, that you'll find the oldest graves in coastal areas, like up in New England, on the East Coast, or I should say the oldest graves of people who came here from European locations, or were brought here against their will from African locations. Because that's where people settled first. Boy, I hope I'm right on that assumption. I'll be known as the YouTuber that wanders around cemeteries and talks out her ass. This. Looks like there's no doorknob, so I can't go in. You know I would if I could, right? Because I would. Oh, I finally got a decent breeze coming through. Oh, look at that. There's a draped urn. Just covered what those mean in my symbolism video. Let me see what's on that one. It looks like it has an eye, but maybe not. Go there and see. Oh. Well, hi, kitty. Are you the guard here at the graveyard? It's got a little collar. It's not a stray. The video's about to get hijacked by a cat. Hi. Oh, look at you. Oh, hi. It's so pretty. He must be the greeter for the graveyard. Another draped urn. And there's the one I said looked like had an eye on it. Oh wow, look at this. We have got a trifecta here. Oh, trifecta, that means 4 things because we've got memento mori, crossbones, hourglass, and a skull. Fantastic. Is that an eye or a leaf? Or something else altogether? It is really hard to tell. There's another cemetery behind this cemetery. Wait a minute. The ghost story is connected to Annabelle Lee, but I do not see a grave in here with her name on it. Of course, I haven't read every single one, but... Alright, what is this cemetery behind us? Looks like a newer one. Newer, older, kind of a mixed bag. The gate is locked. They're doing a tour in that one. I could really spend hours in here, but it is well over 80 degrees. I'm not, I just never acclimated to that kind of heat. They're trying to keep that one there from falling over. It already has fallen over. Keep it upright. I like crypts that are kind of sinking in a little bit. Okay, we've got Eliza Ann Phillips, whose remains mingle here with the ashes of her great aunt. The sun is so on my camera that I can't tell if I'm holding it in the right place. Just heard a gunshot, so hoping that's some kind of reenactor. Not anything I need to be ducking for. last one in here. This one has a carved, looks like maybe an eternal flame. I haven't seen this one yet. Are they looking into an urn or a fountain? Something like that. Here rests in peace the mortal part of Mary, late wife of Josiah Smith, one of the deacons of this church, who, after happily exemplifying the conjugal and maternal virtues for upwards of 37 years, was suddenly arrested by the hand of death, to the no small grief of her numerous relations and friends. 31st July 1795, and the 55th year of her age. Descended of pious parents, she early imbibed the true principles of religion, became attached to the pursuits of godliness and virtue, and for many years past was a worthy and respected member of this society. Sincerity of heart, gentleness of manners, companion to the afflicted, and a readiness to communicate to the poor, and what's it, different, are happy features of a real Christian. Her surviving friends are much consoled in the thought of her being truly can't make out that word. Rich, maybe. Not entirely sure. That's neat. Probably can't read the tablet on the top of that one. Oh, here we go. Alright, so they're reconstructing brick tombs. That's cool. Many of the tombs which were once fully sunken into the ground will be returned to their original height and appearance. Alright. Yeah, that's all weathered off. This is a very small one. Here lies the body of Mary, daughter of and Susanna, aged 11 years. Also the body of Edward, son of Thomas, 1760. Okay, so they died the same year. This Mary on the 29th. And Edward on the, ooh, I can't read it. All right. Okay, the brickwork below is thought to be from the second of 4 buildings to house the church. Constructed in 1732, it was replaced in 1804. Said to be the largest domed building in the United States. It was destroyed by fire in 1861. The present structure completed in 1891. Alright, so 1891. All these buildings are like, okay, this is not the original. Okay, we've got some kind of creepy crying angels, and somebody just took this guy's face right off. Could have been the weather. Nathan Bassett, Reverend. I feel like that is written in, that is Latin, yeah?
We can't figure out where the people are. We've had a lot of trauma here, so when a tombstone breaks, falls off, whatever, all the crap that's happened here.
Oh, there's somebody doing a graveyard tour.
1 foot tall people.
Right here, so let's go the other way. I'm doing my one-person tour where I just talk to myself. What if I just held up a sign where tourists gather, like at the visitor center, and offered to take people on cemetery tours downtown for like $5, like way cheaper than the professional guys, and I just made up all kinds of stories? How would they know? Would I get arrested? arrested, but I have to go to history jail. The tour just left, so I guess I could have kept going. That's the other problem with downtown. I knew I'd run into tour groups. Go back around. I already come around this way. I think the only area I didn't get is directly up here. John May what? Let's go over here. I know I keep pointing the camera at the church. It's such a cool looking church. I would love to show you the inside, but I don't know how they would feel about me bringing the camera in there. Maybe I'll email them sometime. Like, hey, I just pop in for 5 minutes. Wow, these are old. I don't know anything about rocks, but these dark ones, I wonder if they are slate. Nameplate on it, maybe on the other side. Here's another that are real close together, which makes me wonder if that's how they were. They might have been, because maybe originally it was a more cramped area and then they expanded it. This one has a man with a book. I love these old style, like the lettering, the way the font is. Bunch of little tiny ones. Oh. And lots of winged skulls. Like a winged skull bonanza in there. Oh. Fell down. I don't know who's in there. Alright, so I think we've seen most of them in here. The skin kind of long and I'm sweating. So, got the cross and crown. So I'm gonna sign off for now. It's a bummer that I didn't get to go where I originally wanted, but this turned out pretty good. Alright then. Y'all be good.